this is Orri with the Scarlet Empire, bringing you another Star Citizen video. Today we're taking a look at the Constellation Aquila, which is the exploration variant of the Constellation series. It looks a little bit different in the front. It's got kind of like the rounded cockpit here. You can see like they've got a bunch of scanning equipment, lights, some antennas. Overall, I mean, the design is pretty similar to the Andromeda, the Taurus, even the Phoenix. Phoenix being like the luxury version. Now this one comes with 4 size 3 M4 A lasers. They can support a max size of 4, and I'm assuming they're going to go 1 on each of the engines there where those round circles are. It doesn't hold that much, well, compared to like the Taurus or Andromeda or whatever. Still way more than a lot of the smaller ships, but it holds 1,100 freight units. And it has 4 TR5 engines, which you can see here. And they also added in a Merlin, so like the Andromeda, you'll be able to have a little snub fighter that you can launch, which to me makes perfect sense if you're exploring. I mean, you never know what dangers are going to be out there, so makes sense, especially since the Aquila only has 1 weapons turret, and it is the bottom turret. It's not installed yet on here, but it will only have that 1 turret and the gimbal lasers on the engines. So weapons wise, not too extreme. It's got 10 size 2 missiles on each side of the ship for a total of like 20 missiles. So as far as armaments go, it's not that crazy. But then again, I mean, this ship's all about exploration. So, you know, as far as, and it also has, it comes with an Ursa rover. It's supposed to be like a rover you can use on planets and stuff like that. It has expanded fuel tanks, you know, so you can go a lot farther than most ships can into deep space. It's got long-range scanners. And it also has jump point navigation sensors, so it can find different jump points and stuff like that. It's got a size 6 power plant. It also has 8 TR3 maneuvering thrusters and supports a max crew of 4. Let's go ahead and take a look inside real quick. Now this, it's going to be a great ship. I mean, top tier exploration ship, at least at the moment. Between, you know, the navigational sensors, you know, the jump point sensors, being able to plot jump points and stuff like that. I mean, it's going to be crazy. So instead of the top turret, the weaponized top turret, if you hop in here, one of your crew members will actually be managing the sensor arrays. This is actually a really cool idea to me, like to have one person have their own seat, and they're going to be managing, you know, all your navigation and plotting and stuff like that. It's kind of a different look here, and it's all protected. But yeah, you've got your cool looking sensors and everything like that. I can't wait to actually see these things fly. That's not supposed to come out until Arena Commander 2.0 is like the multi-crew ships, so we'll have to wait and see how that works out. I'm not seeing the screens like there were with the Andromeda and the Taurus. They had one down and one here. It may not be added yet, since it is, you know, still at early stages of development for these ships. But overall, I mean, I really like the look of the cockpit. I like the rounded view here. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the captain's chair real quick. So yeah, it's actually a really nice looking ship. Doesn't look too much different from the Andromeda or the Taurus, especially the Andromeda now that it has its own Merlin fighter. But overall, I really like these ships. You know, I don't know if I'll be using one right from the start, simply because I think until everyone gets in and kind of like gets used to the game and stuff, it's really gonna be hard to like coordinate all of that manned crew unless you're using NPCs and stuff, because most people are gonna want to go out and, you know, kind of explore things for themselves a little bit at first, I imagine. And also, you know, it's kind of nice to like maybe work your way up to a ship like this, or you know, something like that. It also has a table that you can sit at. The other versions have the same thing. I didn't really go too much into the little aesthetic things they have here, but I'll go ahead and show you. Now, the one thing that sets the Taurus apart, which is a transport variant of the Constellation, is that it actually has this right here. Is either here or before here, I can't remember, but it there's a smuggler's cargo hold, basically, where you can put cargo in there that you don't want scanned, and it can't be scanned, at least by like basic scanners and stuff. So that's pretty cool. You got your toilet and your shower, and of course, you know, your 4 beds that are also escape pods. So they're all the variants, you know, only have slight like changes to them. Not even gonna go down the ladder. I'm just gonna jump. But so yeah, this holds 1,100 freight units. Obviously, you'll have your rover in here. You can fit like supplies and food and whatnot. For a real, I mean, a 4-man crew going into deep space, I mean, you could fit more than enough supplies, I would imagine, in here, and, you know, maybe even enough space for stuff you wanted to bring back. To my knowledge, the way exploration is going to be profitable for, you know, any explorer out there, other than, you know, just to say you've found stuff. Basically, when you navigate jump points, or you find different systems, asteroid belts, this is all data that you can actually sell. For instance, you find a asteroid belt that's rich in uranium, for instance, you know, you can, you know, hit up your miners and say, hey, I have the location of this asteroid belt that's loaded with uranium, you know, and basically bargain, or, you know, barter a price with them. You know, that's what makes this game great. I mean, you know, I'm sure you could sell the information to like an NPC, you know, for a set price, but I mean, if you know, or your friends or in your organization or whatever, I mean, you know, people, you can give it to them for free, or you can say like, hey, you know, you're going to make a huge profit off this, you know, so, you know, I want, you know, 10,000 credits, you know, for this information or whatever. So I see exploration as being a pretty profitable career as well. And of course, here's a little hatch where you can get into your Merlin and launch from there. And your airlocks. I always love that animation. That's a pretty cool airlock. But yeah, so there it is. That's the Constellation Aquila. I think it's going to be a great ship. Definitely, you're going to have some other people with you to make it viable. especially you're gonna want someone that can man the turret, and then have, you know, an experienced fighter pilot to launch your snub if you have to. But overall, I think it's going to be pretty great. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and look for more videos in the future.